Of the morning drive on ABS. My name is Ike Mokedi. On the show this morning, Super Eagles coach Eric Chea are proud of his team performance against Russia in the aftermath of the friendly held at the Luzhniki Stadium in Moscow. We'll tell you about Nigeria pillar of sports as he wishes, he felicitates with the Muslim faithful on occasion of Eid al-Kabir. Also, we'll tell you about Olympic Day coming up. It's a big celebration in sports across the globe. Also talk about tennis and then interview segments on the sports show Sports Splash on ABS TV. Let's begin with our first story. Our first story will be from Kwara State. That's the base of Nigeria's pillar of sports. Let's tell you that Nigeria's pillar of sports, Chief Donatus Agu Ejidike, has felicitated with Muslim faithful in Nigeria as they join the rest of their counterparts across the globe to celebrate this year's Eid al-Kabir. This was contained in a press release that he personally signed and made available to the newsmen in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, and that was on Thursday night. In a statement, the patron of the Nigerian Football Supporters Club NFSC advised Muslims to always imbibe the spirit of sacrifice for the development of the nation, especially at a very crucial juncture of our nationhood journey. Added to sacrifice is also submission to the will of the Almighty, and that was part of what Prophet Ibrahim enjoyed his mercy, part of what brought about his this season. Ejidike added, he equally admonished Muslims to always endeavor to be promise keepers, explaining that it was as a result of promise keeping that God gave Prophet Ibrahim the grace to slaughter a ram in place of his son, the benefit of which the Muslim faithful are enjoying. The Anambra born sports philanthropist also used the opportunity of the occasion to urge Muslims and Nigerians at large to remember the 22 athletes and officials are from Kano State who lost their lives in the ghastly auto accident when the bus in which that they traveled to and from the just concluded National Sports Festival tagged and the Gateway 2024 Games fell off a bridge about 40 kilometers to their destination. Ejidike said, as Nigerians pray for the repose of their souls, and government should not also forget about the family they left behind in prayer and material support, he stated. Away from that now, let's talk about the Super Eagles news. Let's tell you that Nigeria's head coach Eric Chea believes that his charges should be proud following his team's draw with Russia, and that was on Friday night. And the two teams drew 1-1 in an international friendly match which was played at the Moscow's Luzhniki Stadium, where Semi Ajayi's own goal handed the host the lead. But Tolu Korodare leveled matters for the Super Eagles when reflecting on the match. Chea, who is an Ivory Coast-born Malian tactician, of course, lauded both sides and indicated that there are areas for improvement. And he said that the Russian team is a great team. Your players are played great, they have a good technique, and they are especially strong in pressing. The whole game was interesting, and in my opinion, a draw is a fair result in such a difficult match. The game was indeed difficult. We had a few moments, and the Russians did too. I think the two strong teams played well, and he stated the Super Eagles maintained their unbeaten record in 2025 ahead of the two crucial 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying games against Rwanda and South Africa, built for the month of September 2025. Super Eagles have played the Unity Cup, they won the Unity Cup, and now they also played a friendly against the Russian national team at the Luzhniki Stadium, which ended 1-1, and Eric Chea is a happy man. So far, 2025 seems to be working for him, and let's pray, of course, that it remains so for the Super Eagles. Let's tell you that the Nigeria Olympic Committee, NOC, in collaboration with the Nigeria Sports for All Commission, will organize the Olympic Day celebration on Saturday, June 28, 2025, across various states in the country. We hear Olympic Day is an annual global event commemorating the birth of a modern Olympic movement, which was founded by the French nobleman Pierre de Coubertin, and that was in 1894. He allows individuals of all ages and abilities to express the essence of the Olympic Games in their cities. This year's celebration aims to highlight the benefits of physical activities and promote the Olympic values of excellence, friendship, and respect. Engaging in exercises such as jogging and walking, burning calories, tones and muscles, and contributes to overall health and stress reduction. The NOC has received positive responses from various states, with many already preparing to organize activities for the event we hear. And quickly to the world of tennis, let's tell you that Coco Gauff won the first French Open. Yes, there was the French Open singles title of her career by fighting back to beat world number 1, Irina Sabalenka, in a roller coaster final. What a final it was, killing contested one. American second seed Gauff claimed a 6-7, 6-2, 6-4 victory after a tense battle between the WTA tour's two leading players in testing conditions. In the second, it is the second Grand Slam singles triumph of Gauff's career, adding to the U.S. Open title she won in 2023, also by beating Belarus Sabalenka in that one. And we say congratulations to that lady who's making real reviews in the world of tennis. This is a Sports Splash on ABS TV. Let's talk about football at the grassroots level. Yes, of course, in the state, we'll talk about the Anambra Independent Grassroots Football League. It's a grassroots football league program in the state. Of course, I will talk about that. And there is a club also being part of it. I will have a club known as a Dynamic Football Academy, and a club sports being part of it. And of course, joining me on the show this morning to talk about the Anambra Independent Grassroots Football League, I have Coach Donatus Ezokafo. He is the technical director of Dynamic Sports Academy, and he joins us on the show this morning to talk about that. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us on the show. Well, let's talk about, first of all, 2 weeks ago, we just saw some of the pictures, and you had the unveiling of the new jersey and apparels for the 2025 football season. Before we talk about the Anambra Independent Grassroots Football League, like we always say, 60% of our program is local content. Before we talk about that Grassroots Football League, let's talk about your club, this sports academy, and preparations. Unveiling of the club, what does this pertain, the unveiling of the apparels, what does this pertain for the team and also their teaming fans?
Yes, what we unveiled the new outfit is that we are fully preparing for the Anambra Independent Football League this season. So we are hoping that as a new league in this state, so we are going to start by ending of this month or first week of July.
Okay.
So we are preparing ahead of it. Then also for my partners in France, so we change jersey to attract them. You know, it's a marketing outfit. So that's why we get that in touch.
Okay, let's even talk about this as we've talked about the unveiling of the club. Now, let's look at the team. Number of players you have, who are there. Tell us more about the structure of this team.
Yes, Dynamic Sports Academy has been existing since 2010.
Okay.
We have been there. Many players have traveled around Europe, African countries, both in Nigerian leagues. Then this time, we have many of them, girls, the female side. We have the men's side.
Oh, there's a female football side?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So some of them are making waves in Nigerian league. Then also, as we prepare this season, though we have the underage, like under 13, 15, 17, 19 and above. So that's what we are doing, and we have a creative camp for them, and where we train and play our matches at the community high school at Gluzi.
This is purely grassroots. Now let's talk about this league, Anambra Independent Grassroots Football League. It's the first of its kind of the school of thought that feels that football, we should have a local football, we should have the state league and all that. At some point, I brought the chairman of the Anambra State Football Association to talk about, but let's talk about Anambra Independent Grassroots Football League. What is the concept behind this, and how what do we plan to achieve in months and years to come with the Anambra Independent Grassroots Football League?
Yes, the Anambra Independent Grassroots Football League is being motioned by the coaches, Anambra Football Coaches Association.
Okay.
So we, after a series of meetings, we started last year, then the number grew up. We now started the idea of having a league that will project these young lads. We cannot be training them, harboring them here. We want to explore them to international scene. So we'll now be able to arrange the committee for it, so which I'm the chairman.
Okay.
So after doing everything, we now come up with starting of the league this season. So the league will be in year out, and there's 20 clubs will take part in the league. So which will be playing about 4 months to last 4 or 5 months. So that's how we come about it.
It is still Sports Flash on ABS TV. We have the technical director of Dynamic Sports Academy in the house, Coach Donatus Ezokafo. He's also the chairman of the Anambra Independent Grassroots Football League. This league about to be played, starting up, and we are still talking about grassroots football. We brought him here to talk about the grassroots football, the independent league, and also he's also into football scouting and of course marketing of players abroad. We'll talk about that also on the show. But for this Anambra Independent Grassroots Football League, you said 20 clubs are participating. Specifically, when are we expecting to start? When will this commence, and when will it come to an end? And are there other things, the other information that are relevant and that the participants will want to know?
No, the information we have that not just playing the league for entertainment is a business area of it. So we are looking for a lot of sponsors and money. But already we make up our mind to start on it before they come in. Then the major thing is to market the players outside the country, attract investors, then attract the scouting and the managers and agents to come in. So that's the essence of it. And each week we play 5 matches.
5 matches, okay.
In a week. So that is how we plan it, so that they will see the match they can select.
Let's talk about this partnership. I hear about a group known as Eyeball. They are partners and they are based in France. They are into players, scouting, discovery, and marketing. Tell us about them and the partnership they have with your team as regards taking Nigerian players from here, from the grassroots, going outside the shores of the country.
Yes, the Eyeball, they say we have partnership with Dynamic Sports Academy. They gave us the camera last year. So the view of their distance is to every of our matches. So they will be watching it. 120 clubs will be watching it live.
420 clubs across the globe.
Across the globe, will be watching it live, so that they can be watching our matches week in, week out to pick selected the best one. They will sponsor everything on their own. So that's why we partner with the Anambra Independent Football, Grassroots Football League, so that all the matches they will be playing will be showcasing. So from there, we can have access to them.
Now, as regards setting up this, I guess the Anambra Independent Grassroots Football League is part of the mission to actually market this player. So, what do you intend to achieve as regards this partnership and with them, not just in terms of having the league and maybe marketing players? Are there other benefits for the clubs that will be participating in this league?
Yes.
Regarding the partnership.
The benefit is just to explore their players, to develop them more about the game. Then secondly, the financial aspect of it. So when every of their players move out, you know what it takes. The percentage they will acquire from it. And moreover, we have not had such thing. So watching international scene to see what we are doing at the grassroots, I think it will attract much investors. Yes, that's why we are doing it.
Okay, I have to ask you this. I'm forced to ask this. I know this is actually the view of some of the viewers also watching. You people are into player scouting, pushing players outside the shore of the countries. Now, for clubs that may not know, what are the requirements? The scouts outside the countries, what do they look out for to say this player can play in Europe, can play in South America, can play in Asia? What specifically are they looking out for?
They're looking at the best of the legs. That the exceptional players. You know, in Europe, they believe Africans have the strength. They are looking for the strong players that have the mind to play, not just play. That's why we introduced this league. So when we scout a player, we come and give them orientation, football education and all that, train them more. I thank our FA chairman for introducing courses for more coaches to enlighten them more about the game. Because that is the main bedrock of the game, the basic. When the coaches have they impart the knowledge in the players. So from there, they start developing. With this league, they can train more.
Now, for these players, what would you want to advise the players on how to get it right? How to get it right in terms of their performance on the field of play. You know, I have to ask this because there are various departments in the game. You have the goalkeeping department, you have defenders, you have midfielders, and you have forwards. So specifically, what do you, for players in these four departments, in sensitive areas, what should they be doing to get the eyes of these scouts outside the country so that they can give themselves the opportunity to play abroad?
The most important thing is for them to be disciplined. Discipline in the sense of interest you have in those departments. You know, most of the players, they are lousy. You understand me? So when they have the discipline to train to the principle, you understand me?
Yes.
Then have the knowledge of what they are going to do in the field of play. And that's why the coaches are going for courses to enlighten them more, to know their roles in the field of play. The goalkeepers, their reflexes, the defenders, how to cover up and block shots and all that. Then the midfielder have to be creative. The attacking to have the goal sense. So that is the thing. So if they have those basics and they come out playing in the league week in, week out, the experience will impact more in them. So they will deliver. Then Europe side will be watching and seeing their best of performance. From there they can now be spotting them one after the other. That's the basic of the thing.
Okay, now I have to ask this as we get set to end the show. What are the challenges faced in putting up these scouting of players, running an outfit such as a professional football club?
Yes, the challenges we have is finance. If we can have some individual funding, government and all that. That's why we are doing all this to apply them to do. And the facilities.
Okay.
Facilities is the most challenges. So we don't have the best here in Anambra. But the one we have, no coaches, the way they do, they can provide. So that's why they're able to develop this player. If they can play in all these tattered grounds, if they give them a good pitch, they'll fly. So that's why we're doing everything to impart all these things into them.
Now, finally, Coach Donatus Ezokafo, before we let you go, your advice to football stakeholders regards scouting and marketing of players.
Yes, my advice to all the stakeholders, especially the club owners. So let them come out, give these people an opportunity to be playing matches week in, week out, join the league, so that in the shortest time they will benefit what they put in the team. Therefore, they have been ready. So it needs more dedication, committed, and focus. So that is most of this that will help the team to grow.
All right. Coach, I'm Donatus Ezokafo. He's the chairman of the Anambra Independent Grassroots Football League and also the technical director of our Dynamic Sports Academy. Thank you so much for being here on ABS TV Sports Splash, and we hope to have you subsequently more to talk to us about this league. Before we jet on the show, let's tell you that in basketball, Tyrese Haliburton scored in the final second as the Indiana Pacers. Indiana Pacers have snatched a victory over the Oklahoma City Thunder, and that's in basketball in the game one of the NBA Finals, and the 21 full shot put the Pacers in front for the first time in the match with 0.3 seconds remaining as they secured a 111 to 110 victory, and the Thunder with the home court advantage for the first two games had led by 15 points during the fourth quarter, and in the closing seconds the ball was in the hands of the NBA most valuable player Shai Gilgeous Alexander. However, he missed a 2-point attempt with 12 seconds remaining, and the Pacers grabbed the rebound, passed the ball to Haliburton, and he drove down the court before hitting the winning point. And game 2 of the best of the 7 series is also in Oklahoma and will start at 19 hours local time. We'll be watching out for that this Monday, and of course tomorrow on the show, be sure you get the results of the game 2. Indiana Pacers still taking on OKC in the season-ending best of 7 series. That's the size of the show this morning. Sports Splash on ABS TV, the Monday edition. The show continues for the rest of the week. My name is Ike Nwoked. Like I say, keep sporting, and of course, stay out of trouble. Bye-bye now.